I'm going to show you exactly how you can take a top performing brand, meaning a very big brand that is doing very well in this space, and take their image ads and duplicate them for your brand so you have the best chance at succeeding with your image ads. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how, one, you can find your competitors' image ads that are performing extremely well, and two, how to break them down, and three, how to recreate them for ourselves. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the product that we are going to be creating image ads of today is this universal socket. As you guys can see here, very simply what it does, it pretty much replaces all of the sockets with one socket, so you don't have to constantly go back and forth. That's a little breakdown on the product here. So now let's go back to Google here. Let's go to Facebook ad library and let's go find some top performing brands in just like in the dropshipping space so we can replicate their ads. So come to Facebook ad library here, just always do United States. So in this case, it doesn't really matter if you do United States or Canada. I still just prefer it because I want ads that are performing extremely well in US. So in your case, if you're doing Canada, just make sure you choose Canada or whatever country you're selling to, but then just go all ads and just like search up one big competitor. So the competitor I'm going to be taking today is Steppers. I think they're crushing it and I really like their ads. So we're going to recreate some of their ads here. If we're coming down here, now we want to filter by best performing ads. So what we're going to do here is we're going to source by then most impressions. So highest to lowest impressions, it's going to give us the best performing ads this brand has. So this one's super easy to do. Like you kind of just need the product and you can just like write this stuff out on sticky notes. Super easy to do. I just want to keep going. What you're gonna want to do here is just search down and see which one you want to do, because like this one's just not gonna work for me because like I don't think I could do a foot like this. So it's just like you got to just use some logic here. It's like, okay, that's just not going to work for mine, and just like keep scrolling. So, oh, this one could really work. So let's take a closer look at this product or this image here. So what we got here is finish a 12-hour shift with 0 foot pain. That's actually pretty good. So if we look at this product here, like let's just break down the image ad here. So we have a problem and then we have a solution, like the dream outcome. So we have like grueling 12-hour shift with 0 foot pain. So the outcome is the solution that these guys are looking for. So that's perfect. Then we're seeing, okay, the background is a warehouse. So I'm assuming these are warehouse workers that they're targeting. Then we have the product in the middle. And then at the very bottom here, you guys can see we have trusted by 200,000 plus workers on their feed all day. So just knowing this, for us, now we need to see what would match with ours. In this case, like if I'm just imagining this, if I'm gonna recreate this one for my product, I would be like, okay, where would my socket be used? A mechanic shop, a garage, or all these other places. So that would be my main background. Then the product obviously is going to be the universal socket, and then we'll have a review at the bottom, and then at the top we have like the grueling task that they have to do, and then the dream outcome on the bottom. All right, now that we know which ad we're going to recreate, now let's go to our ChatGPT where we did all our market research for this specific product. And if you've been watching this channel for a while now and you're not making consistent sales, the problem isn't your niche product or market. It's because you don't have the right systems in place. You're guessing on products, you're throwing money at ads that don't convert, and then you get one good week and then everything dies. And every time you're watching a video, you're walking away with information but no actual execution plan. The gap is massive between free content and what I built inside Ecom Frank's inner circle. The community gives you the exact system. What's inside? A full Facebook ads masterclass, a funnel, a theme, and bots that are ready to be used, a private supplier with better margins, and weekly group calls. Right now, it's only $99 a month, but the price will go up after the first 10 members. We are currently at 7 members, and this is genuinely one of the last chances you will have to lock in this rate. And there's a 7-day guarantee, so there's no risk in just checking it out and seeing if it's for you. The link will be in the description. Come and see what is inside. If it's not for you, no hard feelings. But if you're tired of trying to figure this out by yourself, this is where that changes. As you guys can see here, the market research we have done here, we did all of that, and it shows you exactly how many times it's been mentioned, how the customer says it and everything. So we can see it's one socket, fits many sizes. That seems to be the biggest reason why people are buying this. And have the right tool instantly. I really like that. Like, have the right tool instantly or your money back. That would be a great headline. So just going through this, there's a bunch of things you can do here or take from this. If you're not very creative, what you can do is just come down once it's done all the market research, and you can just be like, give me headlines that I can use for my image ads. Like, as you guys can see, I put it in here. Give me headlines that I can use. You can just write in here. It's like, give me headlines like, and then I put in what our competitor was saying. So in this case, not really a competitor, but what the ad was saying that we are trying to recreate, as you guys can see here. Then it gave me a bunch of headlines here, and I told it to speak like the audience, like at least 80%. So it told me a bunch of things that it took it from, and then it gave me a bunch here that I could take. One head to replace them all or your money back. It's a great headline. Like, if you are a mechanic, or you do like DIY around the house, or just do your own car repairs and stuff like that, that's going to really resonate with you. And I just told it here one more time. I gave it the exact same thing, what the ad said that we're trying to recreate. And then it gave us all of these headlines here. And the one that I actually really liked here was one head to replace them all, no socket switch. So one, we have the pain point here, which is always having to switch the socket because you never have the right one. And then two, no socket switches. So that's the dream outcome. So that's the one I'm going to build everything around, because I just think it's a very great headline. And overall, it just does the exact same thing what our competitors is doing. So now that we have our copywriting done and everything, now let's actually create the ad. Come to canva.com here, and then you just go to templates, go to logo, and just blank logo. And now that you have this blank page here, now let's go back to our competitor's ad and see what our first step is. So the first step is we're going to do the background. And as you guys can see here, their background is a warehouse. Obviously, that doesn't make sense for my product. So I'm going to do a mechanic shop. That makes a lot more sense for mine. In your case, you might do a bathroom, whatever. But for my specific product, I'm just going to do a mechanic shop. So the way we're going to do that is we're just going to go to Gemini. So let's go to Gemini here real quick. And so as you guys can see, I told it to now create me a mechanic shop. And so it did that. I didn't like the table because it's like kind of weird. So I just told them to remove the table here. And then as you guys can see, it's perfect. So I just go download this. Now let's go back to Canva. And so now that we're back in Canva here, we just want to upload this to Canva here, and then we're just going to put it in here. And right now, as you guys can see, like there's this little logo on there. Like if you have the paid version, then it's not going to be there. In my case, I'm just doing this with the free version so you guys can see exactly how you guys can do this too. But the way we're going to get rid of that is we're just going to make the image bigger. There we go. Perfect. Now we want to go and get a picture of our product. And the way you do this is just go to Amazon. So let's just do this here. Just go to Amazon here and just find a good picture of it. So in my case, there's not really any good pictures of it. So what we'll do is we'll just search it up. So let's just search this up here in a new tab and see if we can find a great photo of it. So let's just go to images here. And so let's take a look here. What you're trying to find is something that will kind of demonstrate the product. So here, let's see. This one would work very well because it's really demonstrating how the product is working, everything. I'm gonna keep searching here for a little bit longer. Oh, I like that one. I do really like that one. So we might go with this one here. So yeah, let's actually do that one. And so what you're gonna do from there is just go back to Gemini here, and then you're just gonna upload it and tell it to make it 4K here for you. as you can see, it did that. It has these things on the bottom, which isn't a big deal. So what I just told it to now put it in the mechanic background, it just doesn't look really good. So we're just going to recreate this ourselves. So what we're going to do is just download this one. Now let's go back to Canva. So now that we're back in Canva, I uploaded it here. No, give me one second. Let me just upload it. So now that I have the product uploaded, as you guys can see, there's this white background on it. So just come over here and just hit remove, and it's just going to automatically remove the socket. There we go. That looks good. So we're just going to make it a bit bigger here, and just like that. That's perfect. Now that we have the basics done, which is creating the background, everything, now what we'll do is we'll come up with the text. So come over here, let's go headline, and let's just paste in the text that we were going to do. We're just going to take this text, come back to here, just paste it in here, and just make sure that it's smaller, that it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. All right, let's just make this smaller. And now let's just create a good font. So let's do a good font. So I'm going to do a mechanic font. I think this one's actually really good. Now let's just make it way smaller. Let's go 90. Okay, that's much better. Now let's just move it up here where it's supposed to go. And as you guys can see, it's the wrong color. So let's just quickly switch the color. Let's go white. And I'm not sure if, let's just go like that. That still kind of looks a bit off. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the whole picture a bit darker. So the way we're going to do that is just come to shapes here and just grab any color shape and then just turn it black. So let's turn it black here. And now what we'll do is we'll just make this go over the whole thing. And then we're just going to come here, and then we're just going to come to layers, and then let's layer it one down. Let's do it one more. Nope, that's actually perfect. So now that you guys can see, we can see the text and everything, but we can't see the background. What you're going to do is come to here, and let's make the transparency a little bit. So as you guys can see, now you can see that it's much clearer. So one head to replace them all. So I'm going to just take this here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this, since our color of our brand is orange, we're going to make this also orange. Perfect. And this one will keep white, but it's still blending in quite a bit. I'm not a huge fan of, actually, let's actually keep this white here. Just do white, because I think the white color let's actually keep this one white as well. Let's actually come back here. Let's make this one white. So to replace them all, that's perfect. Now what we'll do is we'll come back to shapes here. Let's grab this shape and let's just put it right in here. Let's just move this one over a bit, and let's do this right there. Perfect. Now let's make this the color orange so it stands out. There we go. I don't like this line here. Let's take that away. There we go. That looks okay. Let's actually just move it down a little bit. Nah, actually that's fine. It looks great. Okay, so now that we have that, now the next step is, so now we have the headline here, what it does, like pain relief. Like we can also make it bigger a bit. So the way we could do that is like if we come back here and just like make this a bit bigger. So let's do this one. Instead of it being 90, let's make this one, I don't know, let's just go, there we go. I like that. So now what we're gonna do is like, let's just delete this here once. Let's move it back up here. Move this a little bit down, and now let's do the shape again on this here. Right there, perfect. And just pretty much make this orange. So now you guys can see, okay, maybe that's a little too big. Let's just make it a bit smaller. Okay, there we go, perfect. Now that you guys can see, we got the headline done, we got everything else done here. Now let's come back to our ad here, and we can see, okay, these guys have star reviews at the bottom here. So let's do that for ours as well. So we're just gonna come over here, text, and the way you can do this is just like pretty much like we can see these guys did trusted by 200 plus workers on their feet. So just make this like trusted by 10,000 plus moms or whatever you want to do. So just have some social proof on it. So in my case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just delete. I'm gonna just do trusted by okay, let's just make this way smaller. So there we go. And so what, oh, let me bring this back. Let's grab this one here, move this one down, and then let's move this back up here. And now let's just make this one white because the color of the text isn't that great. There we go. So now we have trusted by 50,000 plus DIYers who don't want to dig around for the right size. Okay, let me just make this the whole width. Okay, there we go. Now that we have our review here, now we just need to make the stars. So the way we're gonna do the stars, shapes, let's just search for stars here. Let's see, perfect, there's the star. Okay, now let's just make the star smaller. Perfect. Now let's just drag this star down to the middle. Okay, perfect. Let's just duplicate. So you're just gonna duplicate this and then just like move them side by side here. So let's just move this one here, this one over there. There we go. Now we got all the stars here. Now let's just select all the stars here. Okay, well, let's just do all the stars here. And let's just make them the color orange. All right, and there you go. There you have it. We just recreated this ad. Obviously, it did take a bit longer than I wanted it to, but like overall, now we got a winning ad that we can test for this product, and chances are it's going to do well. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.